Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. We have a few birthdays here, a few notable events, and we'll get to those right away. On this date in 1987, Michael Waltrip wins the ARCA race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, that was on the old oval configuration. On this date in 1992, probably the biggest NASCAR event on this date, Jeff Gordon wins his first Busch Series race, the Atlanta 300. This was the first Busch race in Atlanta on the old oval, and it was the day that, as legend goes, that Rick Hendrick spotted Gordon in the corner, watched him throughout the race, and decided to sign him shortly thereafter. Most recent Cup Series race held on this date was in 2021, Martin Truex Jr. winning the Instacart 500 at Phoenix. So we do have a few cardless birthdays that we will get to. A couple that I don't have specific dates for. Artie Kemper, I believe he worked with Fox or CBS as a director or something to that effect. Harold Holley, former crew chief in the Busch Series. David Poole, who is in the media with NASCAR years ago, was a great writer, and so on and so forth. Tom Baldwin, born on this date in 1947, father of Tommy Baldwin Jr., as well as Bill Rexford, born on this date in 1927, former NASCAR, I believe he was the third NASCAR champion, very, very early on, maybe 1950 if my memory serves me correct. But we'll start off born on this date in 1969, only ran a few Truck Series races, Miss Tina Gordon. And in the Truck Series, she's probably best known for a horrendous crash in the spring Atlanta race. I believe it was 2004 or thereabouts. Involved her, Rick Crawford, and Hank Parker Jr. Some of the most violent impacts you will ever see in a crash. Born on this date in 1961, we're going to go to the IndyCar Series for the first Japanese driver to ever race the Indy 500, Hiro Matsushita. Of course, you see a lot of livery there. Of course, I don't know if they airbrushed that one or not, but we got the French and the English versions like we try to do with this particular set. And then one of these oversized, you see how much taller the Skybox cards were. They were a nifty idea, but in practicality they were awful because they didn't fit in any pages or top loads at the time. YKK, I think that's kind of funny. Look at most of your zippers on your clothes, on your backpacks, whatever. The initials YKK are going to be on your zippers. I believe that is the initials of the founder of the inventor of the zipper. Of course, Panasonic, one of Hiro's longtime sponsors, and a lot of Japanese drivers have ties naturally with Japanese companies. Excuse me, Takuma Sato during his F1 days always seemed to have close ties with Honda. Of course, he was with BAR Honda for a while, and then went to Super Aguri when Honda, the factory team, didn't re-sign him, but Honda still had an engine program, so they put him in one of the Super Aguris. Then he kind of came over to IndyCar, and he's been very successful with 2 Indy 500 wins and some other wins to show for it. So our next birthday, born on this date, make sure I have it right, in 1984. Kind of young, but kind of not now. He's been in the Cup Series for a long time, and the Xfinity Series, Mr. Eric Almirola. Of course, we got a lot of Smithfield uniforms here. There he was, driving for Junior Motorsports. Had a number of sponsors during that time. Of course, we got the Richard Petty Motorsports with the U.S. Air Force. He did drive the 9 Bud car after they released Casey Kane there. What was that, 2009, I think it was, or 10 when they released Casey Kane at the end of the year. Don't get fooled by the rookie card stamps, folks. I'll have to double check this. I do not think 08 Press Pass is his rookie. I think it's closer to 06 or 07. Then we got some Smithfield livery with when he was with Petty. We have a really cool one here. I believe this is an Xfinity Series, or Nationwide at the time. I believe he won with this car at Daytona one year. STP, of course, if you're driving for Petty, at some point you're going to be in STP colors. There's a nice look at another Smithfield uniform. Tom again. This was a junior. Oh no, this was his Earnhardt Ganassi days when he was in the 8 car, as well as the Army car. And there's the only picture of the 8 Army car of Almirola I could find. There's another one, Junior Motorsports Day with Hellman, Suave, Ragu, all the Unilever companies. Another Smithfield uniform. And I wanted to put as many different Smithfield uniforms because there are little nuances, as you can see, between this one and this one. Then we got a few car cards that we'll take a look at here. A couple Smithfield cards, kind of a patriotic one with the stars and the stripes. Got a nice one here. Very similar painted, but it has the Waffle House on the hood. And when I pulled this card, I immediately wanted some waffles. We have another one here, U.S. Air Force. Another Smithfield, sans the stars and the red trim. And just the basic Smithfield, the current paint scheme that they've been running, that he's managed to snag 2 wins with, one at Talladega and one at New Hampshire. And our final birthday, born on this date in 1914, but of course, sadly, he passed away in 2000. We talked about Richard Petty Motorsports. We're going to talk about the patriarch of the Petty family, Mr. Lee Petty. Of course, this was his first Cup Series race, or then Strictly Stock, 1949, the first Strictly Stock race. So we got a few pictures here from the Petty Pro Set. You know, we'll show you the pictures. Pretty neat stuff back then. Of course, the 42 now being driven by Noah Gragson, going for Rookie of the Year. And there you have Lee Petty and Johnny Beauchamp, who went in the photo finish at the first Daytona 500. Most popular driver. And if you wondered what this letter is on the car is not 42A. Back in the, it was something that they tried with scoring. They put a letter on every car, then and a score was assigned to each car, and then they would mark down, based on the clock, the letter. They would write down, kind of like they did in the 80s and 90s before they went to the electronic scoring. Very, very interesting way that they did things back then to try to keep the scoring on the up and up. 1956. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble. It's probably the Beach Road course based on those cones back there. Here he's getting a little putting time in. Probably at the Petty Homestead. And a few more modern-ish cards. Always like the retro set in 98 Press Pass. So we got a Trax and a Press Pass Legends. So Lee Petty, well represented in the card world as well. All these folks have been. So happy birthday to each and every one of those folks that we mentioned. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I apologize. I'm not coming down with another cold again. Just sinuses have been going crazy, and I got in some stuff at work today and got some dust stirred up, or yesterday I should say. Got in some dust, got it stirred up, so once I take a hit of my albuterol, I will be A-okay. So once again, thanks again for watching. Make sure you come back and see us tomorrow. Not sure if tomorrow's going to be a flea market find or mail day with Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys. Haven't decided what I want to do yet, which direction I want to go in. But we will get there soon. As always, thanks again for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Our numbers are getting a little better each and every day, and it's all because of you guys, and I really, really do appreciate it. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.